and thank you for joining me on the show today. This is the Now Talks, a collection of inspiring personal stories and leadership lessons from some of the world's most iconic leaders. It is the weekly podcast for women in leadership, brought to you by Nations of Women. My name is Dr. Tina Allton, and I'm your host for today and the coming weeks. Hello, and welcome again to another edition of the Now Woman podcast, which is the podcast for every woman in leadership. Now, this week, we have been super excited in Nations of Women HQ or Now HQ because we do believe that we've really come into the season and the time where it is time to go. Like, I don't know how long you've been sitting, waiting, maybe for permission, maybe for the right partners, right friends, right connections. I don't know what it is you're waiting for. But it is the year 2024 is the year to go. It's the year to be bold. It's the year to have the courage to start. It's the year to have every courage it takes to truly break ground and get started. And so, out of our excitement, we've been having lots and lots of meetings. And I thought it would be wonderful to just bring, as you know, this week, a conversation where we can really think about entrepreneurship, the journey to really becoming an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur that way. And also, of course, success doesn't come without challenges. So we've got to be real here, is looking at what courage does it take to actually initiate that journey to start your business, that journey to pick that dream up, that journey to really get up and do what you know you've been called to do. I don't know about you, but I meet so many women that's like, one day I'm going to start my business. Someday I'm going to start my business. Next day I'm going to start my business. Well, from before the year ends, it doesn't matter when you think you're going to do it. However, the time has come. The time to actually do it is now. It is today. It is this year. It is this month. And when I say this year, I don't mean, November 2024 or December 2024 or 31st of December. I don't mean that. I mean the time for you to actually pick up that dream is now. And I also speak to so many other women where sometimes it's been maybe you started and maybe your family didn't believe in you, or maybe your friends didn't believe in you, or maybe somebody, that you were expecting to help you, counting on, support you, or whatever it is, or maybe the finances. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is that stopped you previously from being able to start, I'm here to bring you the news flash. Ta-da! It is time to start again. So here is the sign for those of you who are waiting for a sign that it is okay to get started again. And you don't actually need $10,000, $20,000, $1 million. You don't need that much. All you need is your courage. All you need is your mindset. All you need is one person that believes in you. And that one person usually should start with you. And also the fact that, each of us were created for good work. So from the moment you're born, there is a purpose for you. There is a calling for you. There is something specifically set for you to fulfill, for you to be the one that will do it. And so you already know that you can believe in that assurance that you were created for good works, for something significant. And so, it's like a seed. When you have a seed and it's in a packet, it's in your cupboard, in your kitchen or drawer, whatever it is, nothing will come out of it, but the seed has to be put into the ground. So that idea, that business dream that you have, that thing that is activated in your spirit, that thing that is constantly in your mind, in your heart, that really brings you to light, brings you to life, really just gets you in the zone, gets your juices going. That thing needs to be activated. That thing needs to be started. So I want us to look at, what courage does it take to initiate the journey to start your business, what mindset you need, and provide you with practical tips and, um, actionable challenges to help you overcome the initial hurdles and hurdles. And the other thing is, for example, what we're doing here at Nations of Women, we're not just saying, hey, women, it's time to get started. Because the question is, okay, you're telling women it's time to get started, but what are we actually doing about it? So we are launching, are you ready? Drum roll, please. We're ready to start the Nations of Women School for Business and for Leadership for women from all walks of life. And our heart and our goal is to help you to take that idea, help you to take that business idea, that dream in your heart, and get you laying all the foundations that it takes to build and to start that business in 90 days. If you think about any house, you can't build a strong house without the right foundations. The foundation requires the right materials, the right kind of sand, cement, underpinning, iron rods, all of those things, electricals, everything that it would require to hold, the building up when the rain comes, the snow comes, the storm comes, all of the everything that it requires in order to withstand all of those is in the foundation. So that is our heart, is to really truly come alongside you, handhold, you if we have to, and help you to lay the foundations to start your business. And those of you who already have started a business and you know it has potential and you can actually take it a step further, we're going to help you to actually grow your business. And we're going to do that in 90 days. So here we go. Number one, to start your business or to start running with that idea, that dream, that, you know, that seed that is in your heart, tucked away in the drawer, requires courage. So if it requires courage, it means that there would be some fears and doubts that we face as women. So I want us to look at, what are some of those fears that we face as women, right? What is it that we face as women? And one, like, I'm sure there's many, and I think it's quite true to say that as women we all go through times and seasons that we experience moments of fear, right? Fear of some sort, fear of failure, fear of starting, fear of whatever it is. But many women fear the possibility of their business not succeeding. This fear may be rooted in either concerns, it might be finances, financial losses, damage your reputation, or just the emotional toll that it takes and the expectations that it takes. So that might be one of those things that, has been a limitation to you. If that is what is in the limitation to you, then I want to encourage you to know that you're not alone. It's okay. It's perfectly normal, but you gotta push past that, right? Another thing or reason why women sometimes we have fear or don't start our business, or one of the reasons why we need to start with courage, could be imposter syndrome. It's a very common challenge that many women have. And that is doubting their abilities and believing that they're not qualified for success or they can't lead. Or, it's that knot in your throat that makes you hesitate in taking that first step. It's that knot in your stomach that makes you hesitate in saying, yep, actually, I can do that, right? Knowing full well that you're actually more than capable, you have the capacity, you're capable, you can do it. So when you're feeling those things, then it is imposter syndrome, which is okay. It happens to everyone, but you should not limit yourself. You should not stop because of that feeling. Another one is societal expectations. Women may grapple with societal expectations. There's stereotypes related to our roles as women. And so sometimes starting a business might pose a challenge in terms of conventional expectations and the fear of judgment or criticism. We know that can be a significant barrier. So here's a thought, though. Here's an actionable challenge for you. Identify one area, one thing that is your fear that is related to you not starting your business. And really take that small step towards it. And that small step to confront it, I want to tell you what that small step could be, is to join the Nations of Women community of women who are on the same journey with you as well, right? It could be also finding a mentor And all of those are available within our community because you get the mentorship of those who've already gone ahead of you and can actually help you to navigate those initial steps. Practical tip is find a support network of either peers, women that are on the same journey, going same direction as you for guidance, and have a network of mentors that are already ahead of the curve, and they can help you. And all those are available to you within our Nations of Women community, right? So that's number one. And number two, when you've got the courage to get started, number two is mindset shift. You have to move from doubt to confidence. So why is it important to have a mind that is confident? Why is it important to be confident? And confident, can also be resilient. You have to have a resilient mindset, right? So why are those important? I hear you say, why are those important? Right? Why are those important? Um, I think it's without doubt, the fact that if you don't have the right mindset that actually you're capable, you can do something, then it is quite likely that you will limit yourself because everything starts from the mind. Everything is a thought. So the first thoughts that you have, if you think you can't do it because you believe that um, you're not able to, you're not able to, what do you call it, show up, you're not able to be who you are, you're not able to stand alongside other women, etc., etc., then your mind, will stop you. Your thoughts will stop you. Your mind will let you know, will tell you you're not capable, whilst you're perfectly capable of being able to do that. And so you have to shift from a mindset that is of doubt, doubting who you can be, doubting what you're capable of, doubting the fact that, you can be successful, doubting the fact that there is plenty of customers for you, because women, it's easy to compare and compete, but we don't need to. So you have to shift that mindset and be confident in the fact that what you're called to do, what you have to do, that dream that is in your heart, that business idea that you have, only you is meant to do that. Now, there are many other people doing the same things. For example, shoes. There are many companies out there who are manufacturing shoes for women, but nobody is going to manufacture the shoe that you have been created. You have to be the one to bring that to to the marketplace. Nobody will do that. Nobody gets to do that except you, right? If you think about even your own children, you gave birth to all the children, but they're each different. So nobody is you. And you have to hold on to that thoughts and that belief that nobody is like you because you're uniquely designed, you're uniquely created, right? So shift from that mindset of doubt that you can't do it and know that actually inherently you have everything it takes. You have been equipped from the moment you were born with everything it takes to be able to fulfill what it is that you're meant to be, your purpose, right? And I've already talked about imposter syndrome, and I think there's a previous podcast on that as well. So you can go back to that. I think it's a podcast with Lizette Malmberg and also with Stacey Campbell. You can go back and listen to those. So here's a challenge. Identify what is a negative thought pattern that you have. What is the thought you have concerning your capabilities, what you're really capable of? And replace that with what you know to be true, as in what you know without a doubt. I am capable of this. I am capable of this. And another practical tip is when those thoughts come up, and they will come up because it's part of being human, then you have to, bring yourself back to place of focus, bring yourself back to your vision and speak the very opposite to it. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm not qualified, you have to, the opposite of that is, no, I am qualified. No, I already have experience and I am capable. I might not know everything I need to know right now, but there would be people around me, surrounding me in my life right now that I can go to and get help. So you have to speak that way. Another reason why perhaps, women feel limited or not starting their business that we want to debunk is the initial hurdles, the initial challenges that we all face. And what are some of those initial challenges? Some of those initial challenges could be, again, I talked about it previously, the societal expectations that is set for us, right? The small steps that we have to take, right? So when you overcome those little giants, if you will, right? Overcoming your fear doesn't require any giant leaps. It just requires small intentional steps that will lead you to achieve significant changes in building the foundations for a successful business. Right? So you have to take those small steps. There will be hurdles, but if you think or picture this, when you look at the track, the sports track where they're running, let's say 100-meter race or 200 or 400, whatever, with hurdles, and what do? You run a little bit, then you jump over the hurdle. You run a little bit, then you jump over the hurdle. You run a little bit, then you jump over the hurdle. So you've got to look at the moments in between where you're actually able to run, right? So when that hurdle comes, you just jump over it, right? You just jump over it. So I hope that you have found this valuable, um, and a practical way of being able to overcome those hurdles is identify potential areas for growth for you as an individual, for you as a woman, for you as a leader, and also for your business. You have to be able to know where are the areas for growth, because growth doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't happen automatically. You have to be intentional about it. So to be intentional about it and to fill those growth gaps, you need to know, where are my gaps? Where are the areas that I actually need to grow, both in myself as a leader and then also as a businesswoman, right? So identify those areas, and then come and join our network, because you have to be in a community that allows you to have varied perspectives on the same issues. Because as women, we face the same issues around. Think of it this way: when the first time you went to a baby and toddler group, right? How many different stories did you hear from different women that was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one going through this. But then you find out that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many other women are going through the same thing, even though you all have different babies. So it's the same thing when it comes to challenges in building or starting a business. We go through similar things. And so the best place to be is in a community where you're not alone. It allows you to, A, know you're not alone, and B, helps you to get a variety of different perspectives to help you to see differently. It helps you to have a bigger picture thinking. So I do hope that this has been helpful to you. The key takeout is that courage is a catalyst. The journey begins with courage. You have to be willing to face the fears and doubts head on. And that is the only catalyst for real transformation in you as a woman, as a leader, and to transform that idea, that thoughts, or that business, thing, seed, if you will, into an actual realized business with a purpose. Number two is that your environment, build the right environment, connect with the right environment. You have to place yourself in a supporting network. It is crucial, because shared experiences and mentorship will empower you to navigate the challenges that would come, because the challenges are inevitable. They will come, and it will help you to embrace your entrepreneurial journey with courage, with determination, and with a much more bigger picture view of life, of your business, of what your business can be, and actually help you to build a business with a purpose. Number three is that mindset matters. You have to shift from a mindset of self-doubt to confidence. And it's important to mention here, it's an ongoing process. You're not going to wake up every day feeling like, oh gosh, I have self-doubt or whatever it is. But most of the time you'd wake up feeling very confident, very positive. But there would just be those days where maybe it's a deal you're doing or a meeting you've got to have or a partnership. There will come a day where you'd wake up and you're going to need a little bit more of confidence. So your positive mindset is a foundation for success in the entrepreneurial journey. Small steps is the only steps that would lead to big changes. Overcome your fears. It doesn't require you to take giant leaps. It doesn't require you to jump. All you need is small, consistent steps. If you want to see significant changes from that idea, just staying as an idea, just being a seed, going into the ground and actually germinating and becoming a plant or a tree or whatever it is to get the harvest, then you've got to be willing to take those small steps. So overall, in the world of entrepreneurship or starting a business, every woman that I've ever come to know, I can confidently 100% tell you we already possess the innate strength to overcome the fears that all of us go through when it comes to starting a business. But you've got to embrace courage. You've got to be in the right community. You have to cultivate a positive mindset, and you have to take intentional small steps. And when you do those things, and obviously there's more, but you'd find all those within our community, you can break ground and actually set the stage for a remarkable success, remarkable, business with a purpose. And you've got to remember your journey is going to be unique. Every step forward is a step to triumph. Every step forward is a step towards that ultimate future, that ultimate, outcome, that ultimate result, that ultimate dream, vision that you have for your business. So stay courageous and keep breaking new ground. And I want to seriously invite you to join our business school for women, where we would take that journey with you, handhold you, and walk with you to start your business within 90 days. That said, that's all from me. If you have found this podcast valuable, why don't you share it with a friend and hit the subscribe button so every time a new episode is released, you'd be able to hear it. Until I come your way next week, remember, courage and small steps is the way to go. And that's all for this week. You've been listening to Dr. Tina Allton with the Now Talks, the weekly podcast for women in leadership, brought to you by Nations of Women. All that remains is for me to say have a fantastic week, stay safe, and reach out if you need any help now at nationsofwomen.com. Until next time, enjoy the pursuit of your potential, and remember, now is your time.